Hello guys! Thanks for checking out my next video on Beyond the Gameplays. Today, we still go with the epic world of Black Myth Wukong. Alright, buckle up, because things are getting interesting as we head to the third location. The New West. We're introduced to a little monk, let's call him Buddha Kid, who cleverly turns himself into a statue the moment he senses a Yagua nearby. And right on cue, the Destined One arrives on the scene. Our journey through this snowy area begins. Annoyed by a pesky wild monkey constantly bothering him, known as the Macaque Chief, the Destined One immediately gives chase and defeats him in a duel, forcing the Macaque Chief to scamper off. Not long after, as the Destined One explores the area, he's greeted by a red-headed bird with a human face. This creature is the guardian of the New West, also known as the Keeper. After welcoming the Destined One, the Keeper transforms our hero into a bat so they can fly together to a place called Mirror Mirror. The Keeper reveals that the third relic is stored within a temple not far from there. This is a golden opportunity for the Destined One to grab it, as the area's ruler is currently absent. However, things don't go quite as the Keeper said. As the Destined One approaches the temple, the Buddha Kid suddenly appears, rambling on about Wukong having been there before. He then shows off a small sack he's holding before, surprisingly, unleashing a white dragon named Kongjin Long to take down the Destined One.
Now, even in death, he led all you younglings right to me. This sack of mine can barely fit you all.
The Destined One manages to gain the upper hand in the fight against the dragon, but unexpectedly, Kongjin Long's body crashes through the ice floor, instantly dragging the nearby Destined One down with him. Losing consciousness, the Destined One has a nightmare where he's captured by the Macaque Chief before waking up inside a prison in the Pagoda Realm. The Destined One can easily kick down the cell door, but that doesn't mean he's free just yet. Now, he's on the lowest level of the pagoda and needs to find a way out to the very top. To make matters worse, the area is swarming with Yaoguai, and at random intervals, a loud clanging sound will weaken all creatures within the pagoda realm, including the Destined One himself. The Destined One battles his way through all the enemies in the pagoda realm, searching for a way to ascend. He eventually breaks free from the prison area and comes face to face with Captain Y's voice, the one behind the loud clanging sound that affects everyone inside. The Destined One defeats Captain Wee's voice. Continuing the search for the third relic, he encounters the Macaque Chief again, who seems to be busy trying to attack an old man relaxing inside a circle of fire. The Destined One once again defeats the Macaque Chief, who flees yet again. Before continuing his journey, the old man stops him to bestow a spell called Spell of Fire, a fiery circle that will heal its user. Gliding down a hill, the Destined One spots a dragon demon named Kongjin Star, trying to persuade a man to submit to his master. The man himself is trapped inside golden symbols. Despite his predicament, he sounds very relaxed, confident that the Destined One will come to his rescue soon. The man then creates a loud buzzing sound from within the symbols, instantly waking up a giant turtle, revealing that they are currently standing on its back. At this moment, Kongjin Star finally notices the Destined One. He's annoyed that the Destined One still refuses to submit to his master, even though his master intentionally let him live to become a subordinate. The two engage in a duel, and upon defeat, Kong Jin Star immediately transforms into a dragon and tries to escape. Seeing this, the Destined One leaps onto the dragon's back and strikes him repeatedly, before finally impaling him with his staff and controlling Kong Jin Star, until he crashes into the golden symbols.
Still though, you'll never crack the gold symbols! Ah!
King Jin Star is finally defeated for good. On the other hand, the man trapped inside the golden symbols turns out to be Zubaji, or as some of you might know him better as Pat Kai. Baji is Wukong's comrade from the journey to the west, although his portrayal in this game is quite different from what you might see in the TV series. As he guides the Destined One off the giant turtle, Baji explains that Wukong once asked him to help the Destined One find his relics, and that's why he's willing to assist now. As the giant turtle reaches the shore, the two fight off the remaining Yao Wai together. When Baji suggests taking a break at a nearby pavilion, they unexpectedly run into the Buddha Kid again. The Buddha Kid claims he can see a giant Buddha figure right in front of them, leaving Baji and the Destined One confused as they see nothing. Hearing this, the Buddha Kid suggests they pray before 4 different Buddha statues in the vicinity. By doing so, the Buddha will supposedly open a path to the summit. Baji is skeptical of the Buddha Kid's words, but he accompanies the Destined One in searching for and praying before the 4 statues anyway. After the 4th prayer, they hear a sound from afar. And, sure enough, despite Baji's doubts about the Buddha Kid, a path to the mountain's peak suddenly opens up in the form of stairs. Baji heads up first, while the Destined One's path is blocked by a white-faced man named Nun, who seems incredibly obsessed with the Destined One's face. He's been led to believe that he will become a hero if he can take the Destined One's face. The Destined One manages to defeat him in 2 separate duels. Arriving in a forest area, the Destined One can speak with the spirit of the white fox from the Chapter 2 animation. The fox recounts how she was killed by the man who saved her life, all because of a dream. Now, the man has become a monk at a nearby temple. This is just a side quest that indirectly reveals the fate of the man who has transformed into a Yogwai named Na. After killing the white fox, his life became incredibly troubled. Eventually, after facing numerous Yaogwai guarding the temple area, the Destined One opens a large gate and meets the Buddha Kid again. The Buddha Kid talks about Jin Chanzi, also known as the Tang Monk, who is an old friend of his. However, they have differing views on humanity. After rambling for a while, the gate suddenly closes on its own, and the Buddha Kid transforms into Yelp, a monk obsessed with replacing Siddhartha Gautama, also known as the Buddha.
order of the future.
It turns out the Buddha kid they encountered wasn't the real one, but rather a disguise of Yellowbrow, the ruler of the New West. In the middle of the fight, the Destined One is thrown back by Yellowbrow's attack, giving Yellowbrow the opportunity to suck him into a sack.
Enlightenment.
Inside the sack, the Destined One sees Baji, who is also trapped inside, busy fighting the macaque chief. This time, the Destined One manages to defeat the wild monkey.
That trickster called you too? This wicked sack is much more vicious than before, nurturing such evilness. Yellowbrow must have woven Wukong's strength into it. That bastard!
However, at the same moment, he suddenly loses his mind and transforms into a wild monkey resembling the macaque chief. Seeing this, Yellowbrow immediately pulls the Destined One out and lets him unleash his wild urges, wiping out all the Yaguaya that appear in Miniata.
Kill it. Do it. Yes. Just like that. That's who you are.
Keep your wits, boy! Don't get swayed!
Yellowbrow proclaims that it is through violence that one achieves the highest enlightenment and ascends to Buddha.
Here, let me quench your thirst for blood. Thou shalt revere.
After eliminating the Yaoguai, the Destined One faces Yellowbrow once more. Despite Yellowbrow frequently turning himself into gold and ensnaring the Destined One with electricity, our hero finally manages to defeat him.
I saw how this would end for you long ago. Keep fighting for others, and in time, you shall fall by their hand. I, Yellowbrow, fight solely.
The overwhelmed Yellowbrow quickly flees the temple before falling into the icy water as his footing breaks. At the same moment, the real Buddha kid appears, explaining that Yellowbrow stole his sack and used Wukong's relic to absorb other creatures into it.
With Wukong's relic,
The Buddha kid then transforms Baji's weapon into a fishing rod to pull the relic out of the icy water. The third relic is Wukong's nose of arrogance. Chapter 3 concludes with an animation about a poor village whose fortunes drastically change when they rescue a seemingly dying turtle in the ocean. As a sign of gratitude, the turtle injures itself and produces diamonds from its body. Additionally, it heals the sick villagers and creates a water tornado to bring fish to the village. Witnessing these miracles, the entire village begins to worship and treat the turtle as their god. However, one night, a greedy man suddenly approaches the turtle and stabs it with a knife to take the diamonds inside. All the villagers who witness this are instantly blinded by greed, so they join in harming the turtle relentlessly, even burning its body after it no longer produces diamonds. The villagers live happily, but of course, that happiness doesn't last. Sometime later, with no signs of life left in the village, the turtle, with its tattered body, sits by the ocean with its friend, Jin Chansey. The turtle tells Jin Chansey that it has successfully proven something.
这回我又赢了，金蝉子。
祸乱人心，道果为因。师兄如此执着输赢，可笑，可悲。
This animation tells the story of Yellowbrow's past. The giant turtle is Yellowbrow's previous incarnation, while Jinchanzi is the previous incarnation of the Temps monk. Although they are friends, they have different views on human nature. For the turtle, humans are inherently evil. And to prove his point, he descended into the mortal realm in the form of a turtle. Indeed, despite the initial kindness of the villagers, they were ultimately blinded by greed. Seeing the turtle's demonstration, Jinchanzi felt that the proof was unfair because the turtle had intentionally tempted humans to be greedy by offering them a shortcut to prosperity from the very beginning. Jinchanzi called this method of proof a pathetic one. From this, we understand that Yellowbrow likes to manipulate things to make himself appear right. When ruling the New West, he was obsessed with becoming the Buddha and tried to, in quotes, twist the Buddha's teachings to suit his own desires. He instilled negative ideas in mortal beings by saying that to achieve enlightenment, one must commit violence. So, who exactly is the Buddha Kid? He is Maitreya, a figure believed to become the future Buddha, succeeding Siddhartha Gautama by descending to earth to teach the Dharma once more. Yellowbrow is Maitreya's disciple, and his obsession with becoming the future Buddha drove him to impersonate his own master. Okay guys, that's all for chapter 3. If you enjoyed this chapter, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps support the journey and ensures you won't miss the next thrilling Beyond the Game. See you in next chapter.